All right, guys, we're here today with Don Vally. Antonio is behind the camera. I'm in front of the camera. And these are the guys from Don Vally.
What's up?
All right, so for those folks at home that don't know you guys, what is Don Vally all about? Like, introduce yourselves.
Okay, so I like my music. I like to sit at home.
Who are you first?
Your name?
Wanker.
Oh, okay, so I'm Nick Bartolo.
Slash
Come from a small town.
Psycho in the band.
Yes, Psycho. But I come from a small town. Just normal guy.
It's in a biography.
And, yeah. I like to come home from work, listen to music, relax, and, yeah. I guess that's explaining me. Do nothing but listen to music. Drink my beers.
Next.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm Jeff Period. That's why I call myself in the band, because I'm super cool. But, straight up, we're just about good times and party. Like, we like to throw, like, a party vibes and aspects while we're at shows, so everybody, not like the guy in the corner, can feel like he's in like part of the show.
Everyone.
And we love doing that. We love just everybody having a good time, and we love music being heavy.
I mentioned that before. Like I saw you guys for the first time opening for the Agonist this past summer in August, and I really enjoyed your music. It was my first time listening to you guys. I loved his guitar playing, by the way. Like amazing guitar playing.
Yeah. Makes us look like jokes.
Yeah, I love the vocals. I love the whole sound. And like I said to you guys at the show, you guys kind of gave me the vibe of like Lamb of God meets Napalm Death. So the question that I have for you guys is, who are your musical influences? Who are the bands that you guys really feel like are the driving force behind Don Vally?
Well, let's save me for last. Let's go with who are your influences that you like to bring forth?
I like to say that old school All Shall Perish is something I like to hit with the vocals, with like the lowness and how he goes so crazy with the highs in his older songs. Nowadays, but more so on the Parkway Drive, I like that because of the breakdowns and stuff like that. But Lamb of God,
this guy's Italian.
For a long, leave me alone. But I like to do that, and I like to aim for my heights, best I can go.
Okay, so Reese, what do you like to try? I understand you're a new guy in the band.
Relatively,
been around for a year.
Yeah, my main influences, like when I first picked up guitar, I started learning Slipknot. I started learning, Lamb of God.
I love them Slipknot.
Started, picking up Lamb of God off by ear, and it just kind of progressed higher and higher to like Periphery, Meshuggah, that kind of stuff. And, main influences, I'd say, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Tool. That's kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, Tool's the fuck shit.
Very solid. Come out with a new album, goddammit.
Yeah, even like for me too, like when we first started, like I didn't just jump right into metal. Like I started playing like in punk bands, pop punk bands, rock bands, and then as we learned our instruments, we were like, yeah, we want to play heavier music. Like we just need to keep getting heavier.
Kept going heavy.
There was a progression to it.
Yeah, it just kind of like progressed because we've always like. Me and my brothers, like we've always wanted.
Me and him have always been
mostly me and him. We kind of
15.
coaxed. We kind of got our
15,
younger
16.
brother Nick to kind of come with us into us in high school.
When we started Don Vally.
Yeah, when we started Don Vally.
It was about 9 years ago.
But what we did.
Started with you guys.
But
before
saying,
that,
we used to play a lot of punk.
Yeah, we
music,
played a
punk,
bunch
rock
of different
bands.
styles of music.
So when we
his Led
wanting
Zeppelin
to
stuff
when we were starting to write for Don Vally, we just wanted to incorporate really heavy riffs and fun
and
times.
not forget about the solos.
And not forget about the solos. That's important.
No, definitely. I mean, like I said, when I saw you guys live, his guitar playing really impressive.
He's
for a guy that the impression that I had from an audience perspective, for somebody who's up there, seems very calm and cool and collective, but it's so cold when he's playing.
Yeah,
It's like
he's very tight.
there's I don't know, there's ice in your veins when you're playing the guitar. It's just like something that I just sat back. I remember telling Antonio, like, after the show, man, that guitar playing was just like,
Oh yeah.
I can just listen to him play guitar and that's it, you know.
Well, but like, that's what I'm saying, and we haven't even recorded with him yet. So like, just
Yeah, we're
That's
still
the thing.
we're going into
we're going to
that.
be recording some new stuff soon. So incorporating all
That's
of
the next thing I wanted to
his
ask you
actual
guys.
stuff.
Is that you guys released an EP in 2017?
Yeah.
And my question
Still
for you guys
bleeding.
is still bleeding. Yes, and we're gonna put a link to your website on the comment section below, so everybody can go and check out you guys and they can check out the EP. The question that I have for you guys is how hard it is for an unsigned band to really get their material recorded and to put their stuff out there to get exposure for their product.
Honestly, man,
These days it is pretty easy.
it's easy. No, it's
Well,
tough.
I'd
Well,
say
no, it's tough.
hard.
I was gonna say if you want to like put your music
It can
out
be,
there
man,
and for
depending.
people to listen to and like get it done, because you can like do it all yourself. Like you can sit at home,
Everything's easy.
do it all on the
Everything's
computer
online.
yourself, and then set it all up. But then to like actually find the members to have like to
The
have
focus.
that
Commitment.
The focus, the
Commitment,
commitment,
focus,
the drive.
because you need to have those guys that you can go through with and actually be a band with. You can, like, you of course like you could just set like there's people who do it like they just set up their stuff and they just play music. That's what they like to do. But if you want to do like the band side of it, you gotta find those people that can help you
Well,
out with that stuff.
One thing I want to say.
Yeah, it's tough recording.
One thing I want to
well,
say.
no,
that-
recording could be easy. That's what I'm saying. Like you could do it yourself, but
guys,
No, that's not that. Yeah.
One
the
thing I
aspects
wanna say.
behind it.
I mean, we've been at it for a long time, right? It's been about 6 guitar players in. We've had so many opportunities for a lot of different things. But because we've always lost guitar players, you know, it's not easy. I mean, we always had to work on those guitar players upcoming to play shows again. And it's never easy.
And that leads
So-
me to my next question to you guys is how is the metal scene in Toronto? Because like we're familiar with the metal scene in Poland, Germany, Finland, especially Finland, because most of our viewers are from Finland. But because sometimes I'll tell you guys, sometimes we get viewers asking us to check out bands from Toronto or from Canada. And I'll give you an example. Unleash the Archers was a band that gets a lot of requests on the channel that I had no clue who they were until people requested. And then I found out they're from Vancouver. Beyond Creation, another band from Montreal that gets a lot of
We
requests.
just played with them.
those
You know,
guys this year.
and actually, we're planning on doing a combination day with you guys and them on that day. So for the people watching this right now, they probably just watched the Beyond Creation video before.
Oh, that's
So,
very
So
cool.
that's the plan because they're getting a lot of requests, and a lot of these bands to me they're like complete strangers. Like I know more bands in other countries than I knew on my own. So how is the metal
Honestly,
scene in Toronto?
It's very, very good.
Canada in general has a very
Growing.
strong metal like scene. Like a
Presence.
lot of good bands come from Canada, and a lot of people don't like
Actually,
realize.
Yeah, well,
For like the past 2 years, or 2 or 3 maybe,
It depends on the
Canadian bands
genre.
have won the Vakken Metal Festival. They've won it, like Canadian metal bands. I think
Yeah.
one of the first one was
Crimson Shadows, I
Crimson
think.
Shadows, I think,
And
and then
Wu-Tang.
Profaner won it.
Profaner one for sure, and then
And-
Moo Tank.
Did they win
Are
it?
they from Canada?
I don't know who won it last year. Okay, I will admit I don't know who won it last year, but Crimson Shadows won it and Profaner, and they're both Canadian metal
Profaner's from
bands
Hamilton.
going over to Europe, fucking kicking ass. Like they're apparently Canadian metal is doing really good. Like,
Apparently.
and
That's
even
wild.
even on Spotify, metal in Canada is like the #1 listened to thing. But to answer your question,
On
the
the
local
local scene.
Toronto scene,
I think it's strong.
I think it's a pretty strong input. Like, obviously you have your variants of different types of metal, but I would say it's very alive. Like, I go out fairly actively, at least a couple times a month at least. Like, that's very least. But straight up, man, they're always full of people.
Every
Every
night there's a
time you
show.
bring out an American band or a European band, and you get them with the full night, and they see the energy and the love. Because it's not like, I'm not 100% on this, but I hear fights get broken out in the Americas pretty easily. Whereas in Canada, people will see that and they'll stop it right away, and bands appreciate that kind of thing, and they just love the good time vibes like that Canadians bring to shows. I'm not saying that it could be over in Europe too, you know what I mean? But I get a lot of bands from America or from Europe or overseas or just not from Canada, and they saying they love the scene here just because everybody's so nice
and happy
and happy
want to
and
be at the show
exactly,
and enjoy
they
it.
enjoy it. They all of them go crazy. I've heard stories of people in the States where they literally sit down like this to watch a metal show, and they're just
sitting
at
in
in a booth talking to their friends like they're watching like
A movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That would
Where
never
and then
happen.
band in
No, it
Canada that
definitely
never
doesn't happen
happens here. Never happens here. And
I tried to do that.
and that's what a lot of bands
hard
will
to
say.
sometimes.
And
I know.
People
When the
say
band
the
starts
Toronto
going, you want to get
people
up.
say the Toronto scene is dead. I don't necessarily agree.
We
I
sold
will
out the
say-
fucking Bovine.
I will say that they're very picky. Toronto can be picky at
Toronto
times.
can be picky.
We've even for us, we've worked. It's taken a long time for us to kind of build up like our following and shit like that. But
I just find
It's
from
very
an
hard.
audience perspective, for example, I'll give you guys a couple of examples. There's some bands that blew me away by how good they were, but I think they get more appreciated abroad than they do locally. And I'll give you two examples. One of them
Okay.
is Fist. I
Yeah.
think they get more appreciated abroad than they do locally here. And the other one is Obey the Brave. I think that there's another band
they're another band
that
yeah.
gets more, like they get bigger crowds coming to their shows.
Yeah.
But what I mean by appreciated, I mean is the size of the
Well,
crowd.
we
right?
often get told
Yeah.
that if we were to go to like the southern, like play the States, people would like love us down there. People, like, a lot of people tell us if we were to play the States, they would go.
Well,
fucking
But that I
Once-
think it's because Canada can be picky. That's why I was saying how Toronto can be picky. Toronto can be picky, but the scene's there. You know what I mean? It can be picky. Like if I don't know, I don't know how to say because Skullfist has been around forever, man. I don't know how to say. I guarantee they could draw in huge.
No, I'm sure. Like, I'll give you an example. Like when I saw you guys this summer with the Agonist.
People didn't go crazy for us.
No, not for you guys. I was actually surprised with how little the Agonist drew in Toronto.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was maybe less than 100 people
Yeah.
at the venue, right?
Yeah.
But then you see them going in
was shocked
Europe and they
myself.
tour with Cellar Darling
That could
or they
just be
tour
the
with
rock
other bands.
pile.
Actually,
And the places are packed.
Actually, and I don't mean anything by saying this, but the shirt I'm wearing right now,
I set
we
my
played
friends on
with this
fire.
band, and
They're
they're a
huge.
huge band. Like I'm talking, like I'm pretty sure they have almost 1 million likes and stuff on Facebook. They're huge. They're signed. They're like they were telling us they just played to thousands of people. We played with them in Hamilton.
Nobody came.
Absolutely nobody came out.
It was,
It
like,
was kind of
not even 20
It was very
people.
like it was
Embarrassing.
not
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Well,
Embarrassing
we
for
played
them.
those-
I
yeah,
felt
shocker.
embarrassed
I
for
was
them.
It was a
like,
shocker.
oh,
It was a shocker.
this must suck. Like this
No,
sucks.
and I'll tell you another example. That there's a band that I grew up listening to, Manowar.
I
Huge
know
fan of
Manowar. I know Manowar.
Huge fan of Manowar. And when they play in Europe, they play to like 20,000 people.
Well,
arenas
metal
or
here.
whatever.
That's why Toronto.
They come to Toronto. They can't even pack the opera house.
That's
It's
Toronto. Metal is metal. The metal scene's
hard.
alive, but it's not
hard.
the most popular.
Yeah,
genre.
it's definitely not.
I guess that's
It's
what
hard.
it would be. You know what I mean? Because
Work
especially
hard
in
for
Europe,
it. Wanna go
metal's huge.
because people want to go get
Metal's
chicks in
huge.
Toronto, you know. And so they go to the clubs. They go to those places.
But the crowds that do come out,
They're solid.
they're solid. They're solid. The people
and
who
you
do come out
can
are
and
solid.
you can build it. You can get it.
You can get a following.
You can get your following.
You can get your
and the crowd
following.
will
The
come.
crowd will come. People will react. That's what I mean by how the Toronto metal picky scene can be
So
picky.
from
The Toronto picky
in
scene.
terms of building the following, do you guys find that playing too many shows helps or hurts? Like,
Oh,
Hey,
you don't want to play too many.
You don't want to play too many shows
Definitely
in Toronto.
You want to kind of keep it
Yeah.
at least one a month.
Yeah, in Toronto.
That
No,
might be even
that
pushing
depends-
it, you know.
That depends on if you start in Toronto.
But we kind
Or
of
if you're-
get wrapped into
Nah,
like
nah.
we're
No,
playing
if
like
you
basically
start in
once a
Toronto, you
month
want to
almost.
play
Not
and
all
get
every
your
month,
name
but like
around
you kind of do
Toronto,
a
and
show.
then you
Yeah, and then you want to slow down.
bring yourself outside of.
But yeah, you
did wanna-
You
I
gotta,
would
if
say
you're in Toronto, you got to start in Toronto.
Don't wear
and then-
yourselves out in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
that's not a good idea.
We used to do
Bring
that.
up
and
the
I
basics.
have to ask you guys this question. I mean, I don't know if you guys have the answer, but I have to ask this question because it really pisses me off. All right, I grew up in Portugal, where it doesn't matter what age you are, you can attend the show. And what I'm finding here is that a lot of the times we want to go to shows together, but we can't go together because the show is 19 and over. Now, what's the reason behind the 19 and over? Is it something that the band has something to do with it?
It's the
Venue, promoter,
we actually had to say no to a show
Reese
because the venue won't let him in the bar.
There's the thing is like, if a lot of the problem with people under the drinking age in Canada going to bars is that there's the possibility that the bar can have their liquor license taken away.
Yeah.
So they don't want to risk that, which, you know, I get that, but when there's kids, you know, like the music scene doesn't necessarily have a particular age to it.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be kids that are, you know, like 12 years old listening to, you know, Amon Amarth, whatever. They're going to want to go to a show, but if all the shows are 19 plus, they're going to, you know, there's that possibility that, you know, they're not going to want to go after they're 19, which there still are, obviously, all ages shows, but there's times too where, like, their favorite band, like someone's favorite band, you know, shows up to town and they can't go because
I hear what you're saying. To me, the confusion is that, for example, we've gone to see Children of Bodom at the Phoenix, and it was all ages, and now Ice Earth comes to the Phoenix and it's 19 and over. So, like, you got the same venue, but from show to show, the restrictions change. My view on it is that you're kind of killing the chicken that laid the golden egg, because if kids like my son can go to shows and listen to the bands that they like, how is the metal scene going to grow? Eventually, the people my age will stop going to shows because they got too old.
Yeah.
And then who's going to go to the shows? If you don't let the younger crowd in to build that following of bands, eventually you're going to stagnate the market, and you're not going to have a market. I mean, I'm just using this as a way to vent, but I wanted to get your guys' input, because you guys are, at the end of the day, if you're playing in a venue, this is what I wanted to know: is does the band have an input, or is it promoter and venue based?
A lot of the time, it's the venue.
For us, it's the venue
because they want to. You gotta think they want to make money. They make money on alcohol, and if it's promoted as an all ages show, you might get more kids coming out, and they don't buy drinks and stuff. So
there's a lot of times where it hits that aspect. Yes.
Right. So for you, in this case, how does that impact? Because you're not 19 yet.
I'm close to there, but no. But
see, the thing about him is he doesn't do something stupid. There's a lot of times where they're doing something where they come in underage and they, like, you know, have fake IDs. They do their thing, and they'll bring in drinks. They'll do something stupid.
But now, from a band perspective, you guys have a band member who's...
We don't have
from a band perspective.
No. From a band perspective, where you have a band member that's underage,
that
right?
doesn't happen. No.
Does that define which shows you guys can play? Like
most of the time, it's not an issue. But we recently did just say no to a show because of the venue that it was booked at. And last time we played there, we had an issue. Like, he had to wait outside the entire night until we got on stage, like 3 hours.
Wow. So you were allowed to play at the venue, but you were not allowed to be in the venue until blank time.
Next time we got asked to play there, we said no. Like, we said no because of that. Whereas we played the both, like I said, we've recently we sold out. It was an insane show for us. We sold out the Bovine.
Yeah, I wanted to go there to see Red Handed Denial. They're playing there, but it's not all ages. It's
that's one of my favorites.
But they let him in the place. Like, he's allowed to be in there all night. They don't have an issue with that. So.
And you know, like, the thing is, though, it's like I'm the only reason why I'm in that venue is I'm playing that show. You know, I'm helping put on that show for, you know, everyone that's gonna watch it, and like even like I don't drink, I don't do any of that crap. Like, I'm not gonna put my own band and the venue at stake because, you know, I'm being an idiot or something. You know, like I do understand, obviously, that the venues don't want to have people that are under 19 there, but there still should be an exception for, you know, someone who's in one of the bands, like, you know,
or a market.
Honestly, though, most of the time,
like a bracelet or something like that.
That's how it usually works.
As you were saying, that's usually how that works. But, you know, like, there's still the times too where I'm not allowed in the venue because, you know, I'm only 18. And,
that's happened like once or twice or something.
Yeah, it's only happened once or twice, but, you know, like,
it
sucks because, you know, everyone, all the other bands are up there. Like, we're all friends with all of them. You know, I can't hang out with them. I could at this one venue I couldn't even bring my own gear up. I had to have these guys take it up because they wouldn't let me in.
Yeah,
And I said to them, I was like, I don't drink.
That was the place
I'm
we
not
said
gonna
no
try to
to.
drink. I can't even play. Like if I smoke weed, I can't play. if I have a drink, I can't play. Like, I can't do any of that. So there's really no reason for me to do it. But because there's the possibility of them losing their liquor license for me being in there, that's the whole.
I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Now, to talk about something more positive, you guys have 2 EPs, you have 2 videos. So what is in store for Don Valley for 2018? Like, what's brewing? What's cooking? Is it like
I got
some more videos, tour, album? Like, what's cooking with you guys?
I got some cool news. I actually just recently got endorsed for Murat Drill, Canadian cymbal company.
Yeah, that's probably cool.
It's super cool for me. So
We got merch.
we're gonna be just.
videos,
I'm gonna be just
recordings,
doing that.
all the
Get
night.
some EP. We're gonna be recording an EP. Like we're actually going in to record the EP soon. Get some new
Just
material
focus
out
on
there.
time.
Yeah, and then we're
It's
gonna.
not gonna be that.
We got what? 2 new T-shirt designs coming out.
We got a bunch. Hopefully, we'll have a new
holy
EP out in 2018. With that,
New video.
he wants to do a live montage video for the last video off Still Bleeding, so you might see something like that. And then a new EP we're going to be working on, like an old re-recording, re-release we're going to be getting out there for free. So like people are just free downloads. They'll
So
be
what's-
up everywhere.
For the folks watching at home right now,
That's a good. Yeah, we're gonna be re-recording some fucking old
Old
songs
songs.
for like a 10-year anniversary
Yeah.
thing.
So for the guys watching at home right now, they liked what they see, they enjoy the music because, they watched your video. What's the best way for the viewers to get in touch with the band to purchase music or merchandise?
Our website.
YouTube,
We have
Facebook,
a website.
Twitter, Instagram. We have a
Pure
a
volume.
website.
Pure
Uh,
volume.
All our links on it.
Oh yeah.
promote the
yeah.
I'm gonna put all the links on the
iTunes,
description.
Spotify, Twitter, all of
Spotify is the best way
Yeah.
because we get paid per.
You don't even
stream.
have to pay us.
So,
You just listen to the music, and you
That's the
pay
best
us.
way to support. But
Yeah.
you
Easiest
can buy our
way.
stuff on most
Before
digital platforms, and then
before HMV got closed down officially, you could ask us at the back of the shelf, like from
Doesn't
them.
matter. That
I
doesn't
know, but
matter.
it's still
We have to talk about now.
cool.
But
It's
it is cool. But that's what you could generally just message us on Facebook. Come out to shows.
Yeah,
we grab
just-
some physicals.
no, but we gotta talk people from other places.
But if you're overseas, iTunes, Spotify.
I'm gonna put all the links
The
in
website
the video
has all-
description so that the
use the
folks
website.
can get a hold of you guys.
Yeah. And then because we can personally mail out stuff, so that's how I generally take care of it. If I
So,
get more.
For now, for the folks in Toronto, when is the next show?
We actually have a
In
show.
Toronto.
No,
tomorrow.
not. We
Oh,
don't
it's
have,
in
our
next
next show's
Saturday?
in Hamilton, January 20th.
Yeah, tomorrow.
next.
At the Doors Pub
That's what it just
with Active Sin. Saturday, Nick, not
Tomorrow, so yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh,
on Saturday.
Saturday.
We're
I thought
gonna
it
be
was
doing that.
Friday,
And
Saturday.
then for Toronto,
We don't have a.
Our
Our next.
there are a couple dates coming up, but nothing that's
I
solid
am
yet.
booking we're booking a tour
Because
for the
we're
summer,
getting a
so
tour ready for the EP and all of that. So.
We're getting some stuff down. I might have some shows coming up, but I haven't got anything set in stone yet. Maybe
Well,
in April you might see us back in.
We're
Toronto.
trying to work on new merch and material, EPs, all that stuff. We're trying to work on our
And that's why I was coming to that
Stuff.
question before.
before
All of it
shows
takes a
come to
lot
play.
of money. And when people realize that bands take a lot of money, they're like, fuck this shit. And
It's
nobody wants to
expensive.
put forth the money to finish EPs or to make an EP good, to put good designs or good merch designs into your band. A lot of people don't want to put forth those efforts to EPs or their musical project. And those are a lot of the efforts you need to do to actually
Because you need
succeed.
good
To get over the
designs.
hump.
You
To
need
get
to
over
have
the
you need
hump.
to have things
Yep.
people
Yep.
want,
That's
would like to have.
Exactly, and that's what I was kind of getting at with one of your earlier questions with the EP. If it's
Yeah,
is
like
it
how hard it is to put. an album.
that's where it becomes tough. Is people think they can just go and record.
No.
What are you gonna do afterwards? How are you gonna get it out to the fans? Are you gonna play shows? Are you gonna tour? Are you
Gotta
gonna
spend
do
money,
videos?
man.
Are you gonna do merch? Are you gonna master the songs? Because we did two demos.
It's hard
Like,
work
we didn't
and
master.
effort.
We didn't master them at first.
The audio
you
was
know what I mean?
all messed
So
up.
like,
People
these are all
told
questions
us that it was hard to listen to.
Yeah, these are
What are you
questions.
talking about? This sounds fucking amazing.
And these are
Like,
questions
nah,
that people
doesn't
don't
sound that
necessarily
good.
ask themselves at the beginning, and these are the things you need to. And that's where it becomes tough. Other than that, it is easy to just sit behind a computer and record your own stuff and put it out there for the world to listen to. It's tough after the fact.
The aftermarket.
Yeah, and that's what
That's
the
why I
new
was
EP
saying with,
coming
like, the
around.
band, you gotta find
That's
a group of
that's
guys.
basic. We're just working with.
And then even
for
Nick was getting at that
2018.
for us. It's a lot of the time it has been hard for us to like kind of push
Very
forward
hard.
because every time we record a new album, we literally
We
have
lose a
lost
guitar
a guitar player.
Yeah.
Have to get a new guy.
It takes
Retra-
6 months to
retrain
train
them.
them.
Want
And
to
then we
take new
gotta pick shows
pictures,
again.
new things, like you know what I mean? It's all new stuff after we get the new player, and that's happened to us literally like
It happens a lot, and then
fucking
it has to
5
be
times.
retrained.
You're like
and
our
then they
6th or
play
7th guitar
weeks.
player, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We've
so
been
for
over
2018,
6.
we're going to be getting all
whatever
of
the
that
number
stuff
may be.
ready, and it's just going to take money and time.
So
But it's going to be fun.
it's going to be fun. I mean, like, I can speak from experience. I've got to see you guys live. We've gotten to see you guys live. Great show.
Thanks. Thank you
Great
very much.
performance. You guys on stage just absolutely killed it. Like, that show had, I think, 4 opening bands
Yeah.
before the Agonist
The
came
rock, the
on.
rock pile.
Yeah, the
That's
Rock Pile
that.
special.
Yeah.
So,
That's the way to
You,
play.
yeah, you get like 6 for the price of 1, almost. Kind of
Exactly.
feels like that when you go there. It's a great venue. We had a great time. We love
All
going there.
sounds always
I'm
great.
so glad.
Sounds
Sounds
great.
great, and I like
But
the food.
you guys on stage, like I said, you guys impressed me from the moment you guys came on. Like, the sound was, the guitar playing was phenomenal, the vocals, and like I said, it was, to me, going back to the beginning of this interview, to me it felt like Lamb of God meets Napalm Death. It just felt like very fresh, very new, super cool
The way-
riff, super cool
If you had a
solos,
beer, I'd cheers you
bass,
right now.
drumming, the whole thing, the whole package was
Thank
really solid.
Thank you, man.
Thanks
I mean,
so
it means a lot to. That means a lot to
Really
me.
does.
The way we like to
We've
think
been
though
at it
is
hard, man.
like we like to incorporate black metal style, like because that's what like his just screaming stuff comes from.
Well, it's more on the fact of like I tell stories with
Well,
my
your
vocals.
lyrics,
Black metal.
your
Black
lyrics,
metal.
your
That's
lyrics,
the
and
thing
you're the
about
way you
that.
sing and stuff is more like.
But I'm not a black
like
metal
because if you were to
vocalist.
ask us what we categorize ourselves, we would
Black
say
punk
black
metal.
punk metal. But everyone
It's a
just
lot of-
goes sludgecore, all
a
this
lot
stuff.
of
Doomcore.
Metal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
metal is the
metal.
best.
It's-
We
I-
do
I-
metal.
I don't know about you guys, but like,
Metal
just
is the
to
best.
finish off the interview, I want to say one thing to you guys. I grew up in an era where there was not many
Yeah,
different
too.
genres, right? There was heavy metal. I mean, then you got power metal, death metal, black. But there was no
Hair
such thing
metal.
as black and death metal,
Yeah.
No, I agree.
or
I
metalcore,
agree.
or
I agree.
deathcore,
Now there's like
or
math
now
metal,
now you have
math
and all this
metal, like,
weird
to
to
stuff.
me, like, I feel like this is, and I want to get you guys. This is going to be the last question. I want to get your input on this. Is I almost feel like we're putting so many compartments into the music, and we're getting so focused on these compartments that we're stopping
agree.
enjoying music just because it doesn't fit into a compartment that we feel that we fit
I
in.
agree.
So, for example, if I'm a big fan of metalcore. Actually, the other way around. If I'm a big fan, let's say, of thrash metal, I shit on the metalcore guys because I don't feel like that's heavy metal. That's not real metal.
And the metalcore shit on thrash.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I feel like, and I feel once you start thinking that way, you're limiting yourself to what you can listen and,
Yeah.
and to what's out there. Because
Exactly.
I always tell my kid this. I always say to him, if you listen to a band that's thrash metal that you don't like that band, that doesn't mean you don't like the genre. It just means you don't like that specific band.
Yeah,
Even within that band, if you don't like one song, it doesn't mean you don't like the band. You just don't like one song. But the band has a lot of songs. You're not going to like all of them. You may not like one, but you got to listen to more.
Yeah.
So from an audience perspective, I feel like these days the youth of this generation is so fixated on compartments
They
and
wanna
putting
be
their
different.
music. Yeah, it's like they're putting their music into shelves. And if a band doesn't fit into that shelf that they listen to, automatically they're ostracized and we don't listen to them. We don't like it.
We went to sign
Yeah.
up to a website and they wouldn't accept us because we weren't.
We're not gent.
Well,
That's
well,
what that literally happened. We're
Like,
not
they
gent.
literally said
so
you weren't gent
They sent us
enough for us.
I set up the whole
It was
webpage. It took
crazy.
me a whole day. Set up the webpage, and then they sent me an email and be like, "We just listened to your stuff. You're not gent enough."
well,
Literally sent me an email that said that to me, and I was like,
Wow.
"The fuck! You could have like said that before I set up my page." Like, thanks.
Wow, really?
But,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, I
Wow.
agree. I like to just focus like
Music.
Music. Like another way we like to write and stuff. Hey man, if we can play it and make it fucking heavy,
We'll
that's
play it.
fucking metal.
We'll play it.
Exactly. I feel. For me, music should be that way. Should be music, right?
Did you ever hear of the whole pop punk craze, the pop punk metal craze that came around like in the 2008, 2010, 2012? Well, no, how bands were doing poppy punk songs, but then they would have thrown in metalcore breakdowns. I didn't like any of that shit. And we have a song on our last album on Just Pleaser. I literally wrote with one note. One note, and I'm like, that's a better poppy song with metal incorporated into it, done with one note, than all those bands singing these pop songs mixed with metal in it. It's like done with one note. So like that, like you were saying, like how just like how you can literally just make anything metal. You can make anything metal. It's the vibes and the feelings and the passions and the energy you throw into it. It has nothing to do with what the music is. You can take a country song and turn it into metal. That's the word genre, by the way, country.
I'm actually no, to be honest, man. Like I want to do a Johnny Cash cover.
That's straight up. You
Not
can
even
turn
a lie,
anything heavy.
man. Like I come from like
Vibes.
country, from blues, to fucking Elvis, all that shit, all the way to the 70s, all that stuff, to like nowadays metal. I love all music, man. I'm not a complainer. I love all music.
Well, on that note, this is it for us today. And
I know.
well, guys, thanks
That's
for
how
having
it's
us
really
over.
win.
Thanks for letting us film the rehearsal. You guys playing some tracks. We're gonna put that all on the
Be awesome.
on the channel. Thanks again, and I guess I'll see you guys on the road next show.
It's nice meeting you, man.
Thanks, man.
I want
It's nice talking to you, man.
Nice meeting you too, man. That was great.
Guys are awesome.
Alrighty, buddy.
So this is what we're gonna do. Did you stop?
No.
Now you.
Oh wait, so you